introduce Ryan Cheng. I know quite a few of you know him. He's a recent learner graduate. And with him is Karen Musselman. Karen, wait. They're from Blue Ocean Systems, which is an SAP implementation partner, okay, and reseller. So, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So I'm going to turn the floor over now to Ryan, who can speak about his newfound passion.
Yeah, all right, well I guess let's get started. So today, Barbara asked me to come in and talk about SAP Business One and Blue Oceans, the company that I'm currently working for. So for the agenda, it'll be short. I'm going to give an introduction, kind of introduce myself, what I do, and then explain a little bit of my background. And then I'm going to go into an overview. We'll start with Business One, what the system is, what it does, and then Blue Oceans and what our company does with the system. And then I'll get into our implementation, just so you kind of can see how we interact with customers on a real world basis. After that, I'll give you the day-to-day and the tools and skills that I kind of find useful for real world jobs, and then some of the helpful classes that I took here. And finally, Business One versus R3, which is the system I think you guys are using. Yeah, so I'm going to give a little bit of comparison and then future implications because of those differences. And then I'll end with some advice and questions if you guys have any. So as Barbara said, my name is Ryan Cheng, and I'm currently a business consultant for Blue Ocean Systems. We're a small company, so I wear a lot of hats. On any daily basis, I can be doing things from helping with implementation, to gathering requirements, talking to customers, building documents, etc., etc. The list goes on. I actually just graduated from the University of Delaware in the spring. I majored in finance, and I had a minor in econ and MIS. So, what is Business One? It's hard to wrap up in one, but basically it's a business management software. Similar to R3, but it's much smaller. It's designed for small to medium-sized enterprises. So it's catered towards the needs of the smaller companies that R3 is generally a little bit too big for those companies to reach. Business One is generally designed to grow with the company since they're so small. So it's generally dynamic, customizable, and much easier to use than R3. But more importantly, it streamlines all those processes that you guys probably work with now. Sales, accounting, procurement, warehousing, and basically our Business One gives the owners of these companies control over all their systems. I'm sure you find it's probably difficult to work with R3, and the business owners enjoy the simplicity of Business One a little bit more. So then this is the structure. If you take a look down here, you'll see Business One at the core. This is where you're going to have all your sales information, your stock, manufacturing, all the information that you want to be able to control is located in Business One. And then through that, it provides analytics, sales reports, and it gives you a bunch of different options to control your business and run reporting. And then on the right, there's integration. So a lot of times we find with companies that there's either a niche market that they work in and they need a specific add-on, or there's an old system that needs integration, or there's some type of e-commerce like Shopify or something that they want to integrate with their Business One system. So Business One is a blueprint that kind of allows to culminate all of that and make it all work together. Looking at some of the core functionality, there's a lot, honestly. It's not as much as R3, but it covers all the business basics: financials, operations, CRM, and then human resources. And then each one of those breaks down a little bit farther. As a company, you can either have some or all of these under Business One. So it's not required that when you implement, you have all of these things. Some companies only need inventory management. Some only want to do sales reporting. Some have their financials that they need. But Business One kind of gives you the option to do all that. And then as well as the functional side, there's also the development. So for computer engineers and programmers, you can also code a little extra and build third-party add-ons for those companies that need something specific. So even though SAP is built for, Business One is built for small companies, we actually have seen a lot of growth in the past couple of decades. We currently have 50,000 people using it in 150 different countries. So they implement over a lot of countries, and it kind of just shows that even though Business One is designed for small business, it's really big because most of the world is small business at this point. So then on to Blue Oceans, that's the company that I'm currently working for. We're an owner-operated business consulting firm. Essentially that just means we have no shareholders and no board to deal with, so we can pay attention to our customers. We focus a lot of our time catering to their needs and developing our plans based off of what they want. And the small companies appreciate stuff like that. Alongside with working with small companies, we're also a small company. we have less than 20 employees, and this just basically means that everyone works a little harder. But we were formed in June 2005. We just had our 10-year anniversary last year, and then we're located in Wilmington, Delaware. So what we do is basically we help these companies gather their requirements, figure out what they need, figure out the time frame, the blueprint, and how we go about implementing that. We consult with them and advise them on things that they should do, things that they shouldn't, and then we kind of work through all the steps for the businesses to implement their systems. And then once implementation goes through, we do training, we do maintenance, and then we help them build add-ons if they need it. So a lot of the times, the companies like to specialize and make their software unique to them, and that's what Blue Oceans kind of helps them do. So even though we're small, we have a bunch of different offices throughout the world. Blue Ocean's US, at least the office in the USA, works with a bunch of these clients. We work with some bigger names like Pepsi and Hasbro, and then we work with some smaller ones, Argenta, IRM. It just goes to show the cross-functionality of Business One. It can adapt to help those big companies as well, such as Pepsi and Hasbro, but then it gets down to those little levels when you cater them to the smaller companies. So then our implementation process, how we deal with our customers, it's kind of hard to describe because you can give a general guideline and this is that, but once you delve into the customer's needs, wants, requirements, limitations, what they can and can't do, the guidelines change a lot. So this is what we start with, but as we acquire more and more information from these companies, we generally narrow down that process a lot more. We start with project preparation. Obviously, this is the discovery meeting. We plan, we talk, we figure out, is this going to be a possibility? Once we decide, okay, this is going to be a possibility, we're going to move forward, we work on blueprinting. So then we basically map out what we're going to do, what we're going to need, and how we're going to do it. Then we do our realization, and we work through the planning and the support. We get our final checks and implementation, making sure everything's tweaked and working correctly, and then final preparation. We'll refine all our plans, go over our check sheets, figure out everything we've needed to do, and then you move on to go live. So go live is actually the most important. Everything up to go live could go completely wrong, but once you get to go live, as long as everything's set, and this is when the customer is actually going to be using the system in real life scenarios. So this is when money happens, and that's when everyone starts to care. But after go live, things run smoothly. We'll either tweak, support, and then we'll hopefully end the project, and we basically can let them kind of run their business now with the teachings we've given them and the support that we have. So day to day, the tools and skills daily that I find useful. Day to day gets pretty hectic just because we're such a small company, but one of the key things is the knowledge of business processes. So when I mean knowledge of business process, I don't just mean memorizing the business process. That's kind of what I did a lot of my way through the Delaware, but truly understanding them, realizing that sales orders are linked to invoices, which are linked to delivery, which then connects to your warehouse. Actually understanding those processes lets you locate, when an issue arises, it kind of lets you locate which part of the chain it happens. Just strictly memorizing it, you'll be able to realize the problem, but you won't know where to go to fix it. And a lot of the times on a day-to-day basis, you're going to need to really understand those processes. And then technical skill. Technical skill is a little harder to build, but it kind of gives you a leg up on the day-to-day. We work with a lot of different softwares that all speak different languages. Programming languages, so Java, C++, a bunch of HTML, and knowing those languages kind of gives you the ability to connect everything. So even if you're at an impasse, it kind of gives you the knowledge where you can pick up a couple extra tips from here and there and kind of put it all together. And then project management. Without project management, basically all the other skills you have are useless. The project management allows you to bring your knowledge of those business processes and then your knowledge of your technical skills, and it brings it all together so that you can actually use it day to day. My first couple weeks when I got in there, and I just kind of got thrown to the wolves talking to customers, but I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know my processes well enough, and my technical skills weren't really refined. But now, after a couple months just kind of working at it, you pick it up really fast, but getting them down earlier and faster will help you in the long run. So then helpful classes. I didn't get to take this class. I think this would kind of be useful. But my most helpful class was MISI 431 and 432. So they're like the spring projects classes. Basically, it gives you the most real-world experience that you're going to get before you graduate, in my opinion. That's the first time I got to actually talk to a customer, reach out to them, gather requirements, present a solution, and then actually try to implement. Unfortunately, it didn't go well, but it actually gave me the most real-world experience and connects to what I'm actually doing today. Without that class, I don't even know what I should have said at this point. And then finally, some differences between big SAP, which is the R3 system that you guys use, and then the smaller SAP, which is Business One. First one, from a business perspective. So as a business owner, small companies honestly need just as much as big companies. They need their sales, procurement, warehousing. The thing is, they don't have the money to pay for it. So Business One, from a business perspective, provides the same functionality at a much lower cost. And then from an end user, so the people that are using the system within your company, people find it a lot easier to use Business One than R3. A lot of times R3 is very, you guys are using it, you know the difficulties that come with it and how specific it needs to be. Business One has a little more flexibility for the end users. And then as a consultant, so from my perspective, from your perspective, if you guys ever go into consulting, Business One, we are cross-functional consultants. So that means I don't just know sales, I don't just know warehousing, I don't just know procurement. I have to know a little bit about it all. Since Business One is a smaller system, you kind of have to know it all to be able to make it all work together. Whereas in R3, you guys will specialize. If you go into R3, you're more likely to go into one direct section. You may go into straight sales and you just deal strictly with the sales side of R3, or strictly warehousing of R3. Business One's a little different, where you kind of put on a little more modern. I don't know if R3, if you guys think, I think it looks a little old, a little out to date. It's very like blocky, kind of 2002. But Business One's a little newer. It's a little easier to adapt to and then integrate connects because it adds a little bit more of the modern technology, the modern look and feel to it. And then future implications. So this is honestly the most important part for you guys. Small and medium-sized companies now own 2/3 of the private sector. So that's like businesses run by the common people, the citizens. So because of this, we now notice more deployment of Business One. Small business realize, okay, we take up most of the market share. We might as well make ourselves as good as the big guys. So they adopt Business One and they try to make their processes similar to the big companies. And because of this, we have more students signing with these small companies. So when I graduated with finance, I was actually looking at Vanguard. I got my interview, I got my acceptance, and I had a choice. So I was either going to go Vanguard, which is a large investment company, I don't know, financial institution, or I go with the small company, Blue Oceans. And I decided that the big companies kind of have a very cookie-cutter system for hiring and getting people set up. And I didn't want to be stuck kind of doing that for the next 5 to 10 years, kind of working my way up the ladder real slow, following that cookie-cutter shape. So I wanted the small company. Small company basically lets me do a bunch of different things, and I picked up a lot more skills within these first 4 months than I would have in a larger company. And because of this, Business One is going to be used much more among these small companies rather than R3. So your experience with Business One will be more used than with R3. So advice, I guess my closing statements, if you choose to listen to them. One is consider the small companies. A lot of you guys will probably get offers to huge companies, the Big Four, and Delaware is really good about placing you in those opportunities. But a lot of the times we miss the small companies, which provide just as much opportunity with a lot more, I think, upside. So your ceiling is going to be much higher, much faster than it would be with a large company. Focus on understanding the business processes. So like I mentioned before, really understanding those processes rather than just kind of memorizing them. I used to memorize them, I would pass my exam, I would get a good grade. But when it comes to real world application of those processes, if you don't kind of understand it, you'll be at a loss in the long run. And then finally, develop your technical skills. I know it sounds corny and a lot of people used to tell me and I kind of disregarded it. But really refining the technical skills that you currently have and then slowly building to them. Read more books, refine your use of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I know people say pivot tables are really big. Excel is important. And then if you have coding knowledge, kind of brush up on that and bring it up, because those technical skills is what's gonna separate you when you put it down on a resume. So everyone does stuff. Everyone probably gets good grades. You all have a little bit of working experience, but when it gets down to the technical skill, companies are looking for people that have just a little bit more than the person next to them. And your technical skill and your use of coding languages, project management, your system development, stuff like that is really going to separate you. And then that's all I really have from you guys. I don't know if you had any questions or anything you want to ask me, but I'm more than happy to answer a few things.
How frequently do you use Excel?
Daily.
Right.
Yeah, Excel's daily. I use Excel for whether it's just reporting my time, like my hours and what I do, to analyzing the companies we have now, whether we're deciding, for example, one of the things now is we have a bunch of companies and we want to figure out who's still with us, who's not with us, and moving them over to a new system that we're developing. Excel is used heavy. So if you can get good at one thing, get good at Excel, and you'll probably have a job somewhere.